I am Kiara. This evening, I returned to my master, Damien's lair, and found ashes along with a slayer's symbol painted on the wall. Fear clung to my throat as I backed away. Stunned, I failed to understand how slayers could have discovered this place or defeated my master and 4 others. They were some of the strongest of our kind. Anger combated sorrow as I prepared to burn down the building. With the blaze behind me, I drifted into the cold mist. The absence of my master's voice giving instructions in my head is alien. How will I feed? I'll survive a few more days from last night's feeding, but eventually, I'll need to take blood from someone. I leapt into the air and traveled to the abandoned factory where my master turned me. Because of the poisons seeping from the soil, humans avoid it. What kills them will keep me alive. Inside, I moved around wondering what to do next. By vampire years, I'm young with limited experience. As the moon dips and the sun rises, I've no answers to my plight and enter my master's old resting place below. As the sun disappears, I hear voices. Fear of the slayers frees me. How had they entered this space? It had been secure for centuries. The voices continued. Kiara, rise! I sat up and looked around. 3 figures floated nearby, and one looked like my master. Rise, Kiara. There's work to do, Damien said. Master. Yes, rise. Work, I whispered, uncertain of the reality of my situation. Yes, hurry. We won't hold these forms long. I stood and looked around. The slayers caught us unawares, butchered us first, took our hearts and heads before allowing the sun to burn our bodies, Damien yelled. At least he went through the motions without loud sounds. You must avenge us. I backed up. Me? I've never fed myself. How can I fight a slayer? I told you to train her, another voice said. They'll kill her. I ran out of the room and sat upstairs with my arms around my waist. Kiara, you must avenge us. We need to move on, but cannot. I turned away from him. They surrounded me. We need you to do this, Kiara. It's been a week. With Damien's instruction, I took enough sustenance from a male and returned before sunrise the following day. Careful to avoid the slayers, I never return the same day I leave to feed. I'm alone. Well, the ghosts and my maker are here, haunting me night and day even while I rest. They're always here, whispering in my ear, urging me to seek vengeance against the vampire slayers who killed them and now search for me. Insecurity gnaws at me. Damien always took care of me. I want to be strong and do this for him. But my desire to live cripples my desire for vengeance. I mean, slayers killed Damien and the others, and they're much better fighters than me. What hope did I have? At night, I roam the forest to avoid the ghosts and return before dawn, hoping to drown their demands to avenge them in the deep sleep. Sometimes I'm successful. They won't let me forget what the slayers did to them, and it's becoming harder to ignore their pleas for justice. Last night, I witnessed a slayer attack a vampire. It was brutal, bloody, and scared me shitless. The vampire barely escaped, leaving the slayer dead in a puddle of blood on the side of the road. Fear of the final death at the hands of vampire slayers is a powerful motivator to pack up and leave. I know they're out there searching for me, and I'm not sure I'm brave enough to face them head-on. The thought of running and saving myself is tempting, but it also feels like a betrayal to Damien and his memory. I've spent countless sleepless nights weighing the pros and cons of both options. Terror is my constant companion. It's a constant tug of war in my mind. Another month passes, and I'm still hiding. Damien and the others stare at me as I rise. We have gifts for you, he says. I frown and step out of my crypt. Gifts? To help me win against the slayers, the ghosts have given me new abilities. Besides my enhanced strength, speed, and senses, they've given me the power to control the elements, call and instruct insects and hoofed animals to do my bidding and ward magic. Use these to defeat them. Warmth flowed from the top of my head to my feet. My vision sharpened. Where did you get these? I asked. That's not important. Use these to defeat the slayers who killed us. You can only destroy the ones who desecrated us, Damien stressed. He taught me how to use each gift. I've been afraid for so long. Fear of the Slayers is hard to shake even with the added abilities. What if I freeze and forget to use my new powers? I'll die, just like they're all dead. You can do this, Damien insisted. Practice, it'll strengthen you. He urged me to stand up for myself and them, but I can't. I'm no hero. The following week, I created a thunderstorm with torrential rains, which helped me evade the Slayers. I've used swarms of bees and other insects in the forest, and created shields that hide my presence. I admit my confidence is growing. Soon I may strike a blow to my master's enemies. Today I sensed someone followed me and hid in the forest beneath the shadows of the trees. 2 Slayers crept through the foliage like silent sentinels. With a flick of my fingers, I increased the fog and beckoned a swarm of flies to surround them. They slowed, but didn't stop. I summoned more insects to attack. Soon, sounds of distress rang through the forest. Pleased, I slipped through the darkness and escaped. Maybe I can do this. You can do this, the ghosts of my ancestors insisted as I returned to the tunnels leading to my underground lair. Our relationship is complex. I depend on their company and dread the day they leave, and they need me to free them from this realm by exacting vengeance on their enemies. Understanding the driving force for revenge was one thing, but not at the cost of my life. Sometimes they forget I'm not like them and am limited in the land of the living, even though, well, I'm dead. Just not as dead as them. Make sense? We argue constantly over what I should be doing, who I should attack, where I should go, why I need to practice using the gifts they've given me. That last one isn't an argument, more like an agreement. The more secure I am in using magic or manipulating the elements, my fear levels drop. Lately, I've sensed my ancestors nudging me to go on the offense. It's a strange feeling, and one I rely on. I'm finally on board and will slay the Slayers for them. But then what? Do they see seeking revenge to keep me safe until I join them in the afterlife once I've vanquished our enemies? Or do they tip imaginary hats and disappear? They're beyond dead. I'm the only one left. Is that a problem for them? Will they force me to join them? As night turns to day, I fall asleep with unanswered questions in my mind. With the setting of the sun, a new day dawns for me. I rise, stretch, and test the wards. Pleased they remained untouched, I leave my lair and enter the tunnel. Reaching out, a loud shot in the distance answers my suspicions. Humans or Slayers are nearby. Closing my eyes, I see the storm forming, rumbling in my mind. Lightning flashes, thunder roars. A storm of this magnitude will send most humans running for cover. Slayers are made of stronger stuff. Call more animals, a ghost insists. Tonight is the night the Slayers reap what they've sown. Agreement sings in my body. I covered the moon with heavy clouds and reappeared outside. I search for the Slayers. Damien whispers with glee. It's them. They've tracked you here. I frowned. How? Doesn't matter, he said. Yes, it matters to me. No one has ever discovered this resting place. Who told them or led them here? Who told them where to find you that night? I asked. Good questions. Tonight we'll have answers. Leave one of them alive and bring them inside, Damien said. I created a shield around me and searched for the Slayers. 2 men dressed in military gear, weapons drawn, crept through the forest. Moving swiftly, I flicked my fingers and thought, fire! Immediately, a blaze erupted around them. They leapt through the flames, yet continued to burn. One dropped and stopped moving. I picked up the other and took him to Damien. Fitting end for them since they burned us alive, Damien said. Quickly, his life force is leaving. Touch his forehead, search for the informant. My fingertips touched his head. Shock raced as I saw the answer. The next moment, my world went dark. When I opened my eyes, Damien stood in front of me with a slight smile. Finally, you wake. Looking around, I saw the others sitting in a green valley in the distance. I gasped and backed away. It was you. You told the Slayer where to find me. Damien nodded. You were my last creation, tethered to me through time. Your refusal to join me created a problem. How could I have joined you? I wasn't dead. His brow rose. You were, but refused to accept it because of what they did to you that night of the attack. You had to grow strong enough to face your greatest fear so you could rest. Come, it's time to go." He took my hand, and everything from that night the Slayers attacked returned. I saw it all and gasped at the pain. He pulled me close. "Now you see and understand." A curious peace filled me as we floated away. Yes, I see.